It's What Inside is a 2024 psychological thriller horror film directed by Greg Jardine, and it is centering on a reunion between the estranged college friends on the eve of one member's wedding. And the film really explores how an unexpected guest and a mysterious body swapping device just disrupt the group, exposing the buried secrets. Now the movie just begins with one of the character, that is the Shelby, and we see the two characters. I mean, he's just kind of doing his weird thing in that bed, and his girlfriend is there. Then now scene fast forward to see, we can see that there is communication between the friends which is present online, and there are many of the complex characters in this film. So it's a long film, and uh, there we see the character of Brooke, that is the bride to be, nervously prepare for the arrival of her college friends at a very remote vacation house, and Brooke's best friend, that is the Nikki, and is co-hosting the weekend. But subtly she takes control, and her confidence, masking and very underlying tension between the two. The house is very much kind of a modern thing, and minimalistic design just contrasts with the emotional baggage the group that brings. And as the guests arrive, each character personality begins to kind of shine off, and now Brooke hides her growing doubts about her upcoming marriage behind the forced cheerfulness. So there's kind of a very tension between all of them, and they are reuniting after a very long period of time. So there have not been much communication between them for a very long period of time. So it's really great to see the contrast between the characters that have brought to the table. And I mean, you enjoy just this kind of thing in your life when you are just with your friends. So Nikki is here very charming and assertive, but kind of a manipulative and influencing the group dynamics that is present between them. Ellie is the Brooke fiance and feels like outsider and observing rather than engaging. So kind of she's having this instinct, and Henry is the group's clown, the funny guy that is present in every group, you know that, right? And tries to keep the atmosphere light with the jokes. I think we see the group each other having chit chat with each other and kind of having fun with each other after so long time. We can nearly see 6 to 7 members that are just gathered in that room, and this is just all kind of fun to be present with your old friends, old buddies. That is a reunion part. And then there is the unexpected arrival of Forbes, which is played by David. Uh, that is Forbes' character, and his very former friend, and is changed after a very college scandal. I mean, and that changes the tone of the gathering of the movie when he arrives there. His enigmatic demeanor and the cryptic comments about bringing something special to the set, or the special towards the group, just set a very kind of a uneasy tone, and the others reluctantly allows him to stay, and intrigued by his mysterious briefcase he carries. So this is the spot, or this is the thing that is just kind of a mysterious, that is the mysterious briefcase that is present. And they are having party, they are boozing, they are having alcohol and over drinks and where small talks. And Forbes reveals that the content of his briefcase is a very kind of a slick device that he claims can swap bodies. So the group initially laughed, considering it as a kind of a joke or prank. But however, Forbes insists on a demonstration, switching bodies with Nikki for 60 seconds. So we see here the demo actually. The seamless transfer of their consequences shocks the group, and curiosity just replaces skepticism. Forbes invites others to try, assuming them the machine is safe, and as the group hesitates, Henry volunteers, swapping bodies with the Brooke. So the resulting comedic moments just lighten the mood, and we see a kind of a rift that is present between them. And as Henry in Brooke's body mimic her mannerism, while Brooke in Henry just struggles to adapt. So this is very kind of a weird situation right here. We see they are getting difficulty in adapting each other's body, and the group's initial experimentation feels light-hearted, but Forbes' lingering smirk just hints at a very darker intention. As we see further, as the night progresses, the group becomes more adventurous and more experimentative in nature with the machine itself. They begin to explore the scenarios that reveal the deeper emotional complexity around the characters. Brooke was trapped in the Nikki's confident persona and expresses frustration as she was hidden for years. Ellie, in another's body, discovers the Brooke's doubt about their marriage, leading to a very subtle tension arising among them. Henry uses the machine to play pranks, but unwittingly exposes a secret about Nikki that is creating a friction between them. And Forbes watches them from the sideline, just enjoying the moment. and subtly encouraging the group to test the boundaries. So the atmosphere grows tense as the group just realizes that the implication of having access to the body is not actually that fun as they have imagined at first sight, but really the individual's insecurity starts surfacing, and what began as a game turns into an emotional minefield, creating very much of a conflict and revelation among themselves. The machine becomes a tool for the manipulation, as we see as the group's true feelings comes to light, and in one pivotal moment, Brooke swaps bodies with Ellie, hoping to understand his perspective on their relationship, but instead she uncovers his doubts, sparking an argument that leaves their engagement just hanging by a thread. And we nearly see every kind of flashback that just reminds how good of a buddy or the friend or how they were in relationship before. Nikki meanwhile uses the machine to kind of just see into the Forbes past, suspecting that he has ulterior motives and very kind of demeaning motives. Her investigation reveals that Forbes created the device after years of being kind of left alone and driven by a desire for revenge on those who wronged him. This revelation just deepens the tension within the group, and trust begins to erode between them because there is nothing left between them to trust on each other. And the kind of hatefulness, the kind of the insult, and the way he was obliterated by his friend just left a very deep impact on Forbes' mind. So this is what he he do, that is to create the briefcase we see in this movie. So it is really great invention by him. I mean, the situation spirals out of the control when the group starts using the machine recklessly without considering the consequences it may have. A series of body swaps lead to very unintended consequences as Henry, just desperate to understand Nikki's swaps with her and accidentally uncovers her hidden insecurities. And Brooke is still in Ellie's body and attempt to fix the relationship, but only widens the gap that is present between them. And Nikki is in Forbes' body, just discovers his true plan to expose the group hypocrisy and force them to confront their flaws. The group turns on Forbes, accusing him of orchestrating the night's chaos. But Forbes here, however, defends his action and claiming that the machine merely just revealed what was already inside them and just gave a way out to express themselves. And the confrontation sets the stage for the movie's very much chaotic climatic event. The film's climax begins with a desperate plan to stop Forbes from using the machine further, and the group devises a scheme to trap Forbes in a swap, forcing him to abandon his vendetta. And however, their plan backfires spectacularly when Forbes manipulates the machine to pit them against each other. So this is he is using his machine because he just provided it, and in the chaos, the machine begins malfunctioning, causing the unintended swap that leaves character trapped in a very unfamiliar bodies. And the sequence is just both visually and emotionally intense as the character grapple with their new identities while they try to regain control of the situation. And the malfunction serves as a metaphor for the group's fractured relationship between each other and widens the gap between them, and emphasizing the irreversible damage that were caused by their action. The climax delivers a very shocking twist that one character sabotages the machine, hoping to end the night madness, but instead the machine's destruction causes a very permanent body swap between the two key characters here. The revelation just leaves the group stunned, realizing that they must live with their consequences of their choice. And Forms, very kind of a demeanor guy, declared that his goal was never revenge but liberation, forcing the group to confront their true selves. His final words leaving a haunting question that what was the chaos caused by the machine or by the group's inability to face their inner demons. This leaves a very deep and a greater question in our mind. What was it actually? And the film ends on a very ambiguous note. Some characters attempt to reconcile while the other leaves the house, unable to face what they have learned about themselves and each other. And the Brooke and Ellie's relationship remains uncertain, with both questioning whether they can move forward. The final shot, a slow pan out of the empty house as dawn breaks, and we also see that some woman in car just arrive at the last scene of the shot, and she just confront the other characters right here. Even I don't know who the hell she is, but she just comes and confront, and this is the very climatic shot of the movie. And the body swap machine is now destroyed, that lies in ruin, and a metaphor for the fractured bond that is present between their friends. And it is how the movie ends. So the movie was great, and actually I didn't expected it to be that great. But the body swap movement between the characters just felt and was a kind of key point for this movie. It turned out to be really good. So this is really true for the movie. If you like such kind of body swap movies, or if you are watching a horror movie and a mystery movie in category and expecting a little sci-fi and thrill in it, then this movie is just on Netflix. It is available, and you can give, and it's a very decently made movie, and not a much of a high budget movie, because you don't need much of the high budget in this kind of movie. Max to max, you can see that there are not I think more than 7 or 8 places where the characters are placed. So nothing much about that, but the film is clean, just well written, and actually it was well executed, and there were many themes and symbolism I liked about the movie. That the reality, I think the machine part really, I mean, that challenges the characters to confront their true self. That is the one thing, and raising kind of a very philosophical questions about their identity. And some people wear mask, I mean, the thing they show in front of you is different, and inside the things a very kind of different view about you. So the film explores how the unresolved conflict and hidden agendas can just faster and ultimately destroying the relationship. So the body swapping mechanic just serves as a very metaphor of escapism, and showing how the desire to live another life can lead to a very kind of self-destruction and very devastating sometimes. So it was also directed by Greg Jardin, and it was also written by him. So he kept the script really tight and hold, so that characters are in just place, and writing just really suit that. And he just uses, I think, the creative cinematography to reflect the very psychological state of the all characters that are present in the movie. So we can also feel kind of connected to that, and it was really good overall. And the lighting shifts from warm and inviting to cold and stark as tension rises, mirroring the emotional tone that is set in the movie. And the characters that are uses kind of felt the tension between them. The use of mirrors and reflection just underscores the theme of duality, I think. While overlapping dialogue and quick cuts during the climax heighten the scene of chaos that is present. And I think it's more than a sci-fi thriller, definitely, and it's a kind of a deep revelation into our human nature, relationship, and the consequences of confronting the hidden truths. Its innovative premise and compelling characters definitely make it a one-time watchable, and I think you should watch it. It's a really decent watchable movie, even if you're looking for a very sci-fi thriller film with a kind of a mystery element. So this is definitely a must watch film, and I think Forbes really nailed the character. I mean, the actor who played Forbes, that the David, he really nailed the character. We can see how frustrated he was overall during his journey, and the way he shared his background story, that he was just obliterated by everyone, and just he left alone. He felt alone, and just there was no one to support him. So to take revenge, just he came back with this kind of a very different idea. So it just really could hit the screen and hit us, because it was really good, and the character just stays in your mind for a long time. Actually, that is the, and other characters were played by the other actors were also good, but definitely the standard performance was by Forbes, and even Shelby, Nikki Brook, they were good in that. And this is how the film is. So if you like this kind of breakdowns, do subscribe to our channel Cinema Shadows. Thank you.